Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Frog Cellsat Ltd Q3 and 9 months FY25 earnings conference call hosted by Ventura Securities Limited. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. Before we begin, I would like to point out that this conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company which are based on the belief, opinions, and expectations of the company as on date of this call. These statements do not guarantee the future performance of the company, and it may involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. I would now like to hand over the floor to Tushar from Ventura Securities. Thank you, and over to you, Tushar.
Thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Ventura Securities Limited, I welcome you all to Frog Cellsat Q3 and 9 months FY25 earnings conference call. The company is today represented by Mr. Kunal Trivedi, Managing Director, Mr. Umesh Singh, Chief Executive Officer, and Mr. Charanjit Kalra, Chief Financial Officer of the company. I would now like to hand over the call to Mr. Trivedi for his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to all of you. I'm delighted to have you join us today as we review the performance of Frog Cellsat for Q3 financial year 25. As many of you know, the industry is undergoing rapid growth driven by technological advancements and the increasing demand from seamless connectivity. At Frog Cellsat, we are proud to be at the forefront of this transformation, contributing to the evolution of mobile network and ensuring reliable, high-quality service for millions of users worldwide. I am pleased to announce that our performance this quarter has been outstanding. We are focused on developing cutting-edge solutions, expanding our product portfolio, and successfully fulfilling the growing demand for RF equipment and telecom infrastructure. These efforts have translated into strong financial results, reflecting the strength and effectiveness of our strategy. I am excited to share that our total revenue for Q3 financial year 25 reached an impressive INR 911.5 million, representing a remarkable 104% year-on-year growth compared to the same quarter last year. Our EBITDA for the quarter surged by 375.7% to INR 220.2 million, while our PAT grew significantly by 484.9% to INR 152.5 million. This exceptional performance was driven by the successful delivery of our OneDAS solution for major projects at Noida International Airports, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Mumbai International Airport, and Navi Mumbai International Airport. The completion of these high-value deployments underscores our capability to efficiently and precisely execute complex projects, further solidifying our leadership in the industry. I'm also excited to share several key developments that are propelling our growth. We have successfully completed the delivery of OneDAS system for major airports, including Noida International Airports and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport. We are also preparing to deliver OneDAS system for Guwahati Airport and upgrade the active DAS system at Lucknow Airport to support 5G coverage. Our order book remains strong at INR 1050 million as on December 31st, 2024, indicating sustained demand for our telecom solutions. In addition to this, we are further expanding our capabilities with the launch of a new SMT line set to go live by March 2025. allowing us to manufacture products like SFPs, IP cameras, and Wi-Fi routers under our own brand. We are also preparing to enter the global active DAS market, valued at over $1 billion, which represents a major growth opportunity for us. Looking ahead, we remain confident in our ability to capitalize on new opportunities as the telecommunication industry continues to evolve. Our focus on innovation, scalability, and operational excellence will remain at the core of our strategy, ensuring that we continue to deliver sustainable value to our stakeholders. We are deeply grateful for the trust and support of our dedicated team, customers, shareholders, and partners. Thank you for joining us today, and I look forward to addressing any questions you may have.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. If you have a question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad and wait for your turn to ask the question. If you would like to withdraw your request, you may do so by pressing star and 1 again. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any question, please press star and 1 on your telephone keypad. First question comes from Rohit Singh from Invest Analytics Advisory. Please go ahead.
Hi, am I audible, sir?
Yes, Rohit, you are.
Good evening, sir. Congrats for a decent execution this quarter. I want to understand the near-term to medium-term visibility. Like our order book is 105 CR, which is slightly higher than our this quarter revenue. So can you help me to understand, like INR 90 CR we did this quarter. So two questions. One is how much was from the execution of the order book that we had at the beginning of the quarter? Secondly, what is driving our non-order book revenue? Like how sustainable is it in the upcoming quarters?
So look, firstly, thanks for the appreciation. Yes, the quarter was really good for us, Q3. And the order book is healthy. But I would like to, again, say that while the order book stands at 105 crores, in all likelihood, we should be only possibly doing somewhere in the range of 50 to 60 crores in this quarter. We are still maintaining the same guidelines which we have given at the start of the year, that we will be overall doing our revenues for the year at 30% plus growth, and the revenues maintaining the EBITDA of 15% plus. So that's our outlook for the year end stays what we started with. Yes.
I also want to understand how much this quarter revenue belongs to the order book that we were having at the beginning of the quarter, and how much was from the non-order book revenue.
What do you mean by non-order book revenue?
Like, is it something like any recurring revenue that we get from any stream which is not reflected in our order book, or 100% of the revenue is coming from the order book that we have in the beginning of the quarter? That's what I want to understand, sir.
Okay. So look, so everything comes from the order book only. But the way it works is, we have like in December and we have an order book of 105 crores. But then order also keeps coming during the quarter. So what we declare to you is what is the order book position at the end of the quarter. But then order it still keeps coming during the quarter. Some of them get served during the quarter itself, and some of them gets carried over. Right? So that's how it works. So to answer your question, in the 91 crores which we did in Q3, in the start of Q3, our order book was, I think, 115 crores. So it
yeah,
Yeah. So then to that 115 crores, some orders further came during the quarter, which would have increased that order book. And out of that total, 115 plus whatever new additions would have come, we have billed 91 crores.
Understood. So what is the visibility for the order inflow for this particular quarter? Like, how do you see orders coming and adding up to our order book, and then execution, like you mentioned, 50 to 60 CR in this quarter? So what kind of order book do you see at the end of this ongoing quarter?
Rohit, see, we are, if you're asking about the projections, so look, I've told this earlier also, that in our industry, we should not be actually looking into quarter and quarter. Though we are giving the results, declaring the results on quarterly basis.
I'm asking about the order inflow, expected order inflow.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, so as far as market projection guideline is concerned, we should be looking at not quarterly guidelines, but at the annual guidelines, right? So it's like, some quarter might be not so good, some quarter will be good, but overall we should be achieving the annual targets and annual guidelines. This is how it works. So if you want to know more about the next financial year, although it is pretty early for us to project, but we are still aiming for the next year also to achieve 30% growth on the closing value of this year.
Got it, sir. And one last question is on the industry dynamics.
Can you join back the queue, please? Yeah, participants, I request you to ask 22 questions in the initial round and join back the queue for more questions. Next question comes from Garvit Goyal from Envis Analytics Advisory. Please go ahead.
Hello, I'm audible, sir.
Yes, Mr. Goyal, you are.
Sir, my question is, with Starlink gaining popularity in India, maybe say in medium term, what impact do you see on mobile operators like Jio, Airtel, along with the demand for our products like RF repeaters, optical DS, interference mitigation systems? Like, do you think if Starlink provides me internet directly by satellite to user terminals, why would I need to traditional RF repeaters or optical DS? So please help us to understand this.
Okay. So, Mr. Goyal, Starlink or a similar service, satellite service, is primarily designed for serving the areas which are remote. That's the basic their business model. Even in the developed countries where Starlink is available today, not everyone in the city is started to use that. It's primarily being used in the remote areas. So Starlinks might be new for India market, but it's an established service in US and Europe market. It's available and it's being used. Now, if you look at in these geographies, the mobile operators and mobile networks are still working the same way as it was working. While Starlink can, let's say the use case. So if there is a residence or an office, you put a Starlink, so you can use that Starlink to access internet at a fixed location. It's not meant like like a mobile you can carry it on anywhere. It's not a satellite phone. It's still a satellite terminal. So it cannot replace your mobile phones. So let's imagine you are going to an airport or traveling. At airport you still need to use your mobile phone, right? Or if you are traveling in metro, you still need to use your mobile phone. So these two are addressing different market segments and not essentially competing with each other.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next question comes from Taj from Nivishai. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. I didn't catch your name, sorry.
Page.
Page, okay.
Yeah.
That's Page.
Once again,
Your conference is being recorded.
Yeah, sorry. Once again, congratulations for a good set of numbers. So my first question is, sir, I just wanted to get an understanding from you, even a broad sense of the opportunity, the time that which we have. For example, what would be the opportunity for you? What amount of equipment probably would go in, let's say, one tower, telecom tower, and let's say one airport would require probably about what value of dash would go probably into one airport. I know, the size would vary accordingly, the value would also vary. But if you just can give a broad range of value of one dash going into an airport, and what kind of opportunity or in terms of how much equipment goes into a one telecom tower.
Right. So look, firstly, the growth that we are seeing in our business and where our major focus is into digital repeaters and active DAS system. So those are the active equipment and has less competition, gives better margins. So that's our key area. Now, your question about the DAS. So at an airport, if you talk about an airport, then airport projects, depending on the size of the airport, it can be done maybe in let's say 6-7 crores, and can go up to 30 crores or more. That's the basic bracket which airport projects work in the Indian scenario.
Got it.
But to tell you, so far we were addressing primarily Indian market with our DAS product. Globally, this market stands at $1 billion plus annual revenues. And now our next step, after creating these many references in India for ourselves, because the technology works the same way, it's no different. What works in India works outside. So now our next step is to take our products global markets and tap into this $1 billion size market.
Got it. I'm really sorry. What two products did you say are the most selling? The repeaters and what? Sorry.
Active DAS.
Okay, got it. And the repeaters are mostly for the telecom towers, right?
No. So repeaters and active DAS both works almost the same way. The only difference is the digital repeaters work for a smaller venue. It can be like a small corporate office or maybe hospital, whereas DAS system works at large venues like airports or stadiums or metros, tunnels.
Got it. So in terms of telecom towers, right? How much of our equipment goes into telecom towers? Because we are serving that market as well, right?
Yes, we are serving that as well. So again, depending on what all operator wants to buy for that tower, we can supply from, if let's say for a tower we are supplying only jumpers, then jumper makes something like maybe 10,000 rupees cost for the jumper. But if he's adding to that jumper, let's say diplexers or SFPs or CPRI cable or feeder cable or lightning arresters and racks, so then it can go even up to 5-6 lakh rupees for a tower.
Right. So currently, currently the major portion is jumper, right? The additional part is still less for us, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No. So look, things keep changing. What you are saying, I think the jumper is more is a picture which was like 2 years, 3 years back. Now other parts are also growing, and
so is it right to say that probably your order value probably would from a telecom operator or from another entity would be probably 2-3 lakh the number would be around 2-3 lakh per tower right now for you?
No, not that's too much of value because
Okay.
we are not
Then
doing that much.
is it one? I mean, if you could just give me a range.
It can be. You can take it like 25,000 to 50,000 rupees.
Got it. And who is the major client in this telecom operator? Any single client which were contributing in a major way?
Look, Airtel has been, our key customer so far. But at a point they were contributing almost 70% plus revenues, which is coming down because other revenues, resources, or other customers are increasing. So Airtel, in the overall revenue perspective, should be still more than 50%.
Okay.
But then, other customer additions have happened, which are bringing in larger revenues as well.
Got it. And for the current order book, that is about 110 crores outstanding, how much would be DAS and how much would be telecom equipments?
In current order book, I think the DAS is going to be about maybe around 20 crores.
20 crores.
And maybe 20 to 30 crores, yeah.
Got it. And what's our scope of work in DAS? Do we do the installation also, or are we just providing the equipment to the operator, or maybe say the system integrator?
It depends on how the deal is designed. So we work in all the models where we, in some cases we supply just the equipment. In some cases we supply the equipment and do the installation as well.
Got it.
So it depends on how the deal is.
So what's the margin profile for the DAS projects? Because I believe it's quite higher than the telecom equipment which you are giving, right?
Yeah, so it's good. It's very decent, which is getting reflected in our numbers of Q3.
Any number to it? I mean, about range or something like that.
Look, I don't want my customers to get offended with this.
Okay, no problem. And since you are saying you are probably also trying to go global, right? And so, are we in talks with any, let's say, airport operator or something? Any pipeline in terms of DAS, or are we probably building team on that side? What's the focus? Are we probably going to push DAS more, or still the focus would be telecom and the split would be around same? Let's say higher would be telecom only always. So I just wanted to get your idea and your view of what you're thinking on DAS side.
So our key focus is on the DAS and digital repeaters. When we speak about taking global, so these are the products which we are taking global. Yeah.
So I just wanted to get an idea. So what could be the opportunity for you? A lot of, let's say, airports in different cities are probably coming up, right? So do you see, what number, if you could just, what market size do you envisage in, let's say, in the next 2-3 years in the DAS, and who are the major competitors in this space, and probably what's our right to win? How do you get the customer? I just wanted to get an idea on more on DAS, about how you win the order and what is the potential pipeline in the next 2-3 years.
Look, the major competition, global competition, there are total 4 companies, which are dominant in the global market. So one is CommScope. Second one is JMA Wireless. So these 2 are American companies. Then third one is Solid, which is a Korean company. And then there is a Chinese company called Comba. So these 4 are primarily leading the market, or has the largest market share. So I think out of the total current market share, they are holding almost 90% between them.
Okay. So what's our entry point? Are we providing those services at, let's say, a lower cost, or is it technology? I'm just trying to understand, because from point of view of what's an entry point for us, right?
Yeah. So look, for a considerably small player like us, there are 2 entry points for us. One is lower cost, and is still delivering the good service with pretty large references in place like Mumbai airports or Noida airport.
Got it. And are we manufacturing all components, even the baseband units or let's say the netband units? Are we all probably making it in-house, or we are assembling it, or like probably we are importing it and then just installing?
No, we are making everything locally. Our product is security approved as well. We are part of government PLI scheme for Make in India.
Got it. Any replacement demand from this kind of products, whether it is telecom or DAS, what is the replacement demand for, let's say, an antenna? Is there any, servicing component which requires replacement every few years or probably months?
Look, the technology keeps changing. From initially it was 2G, then 3G, then 4G, 5G. You see every 3 years there is a new tech which is coming in. On an average, 3 years is the time. So once the new tech comes, you need to upgrade the system.
Got it. And sir, when you say that government is just a second. Sir, when you say government is preferring the local players for the telecom equipment for the safety of the country, but if I look at the I'm just trying to understand, is there any probably a list or something, or is there a government specific scheme which are supporting the local manufacturers? Because the names you said, which is holding 90% of the market share, are all international players, right? So I'm just trying to get an idea on.
So this 90% market share, I said global market share, right?
Oh,
not
okay.
India market share. Yeah.
Okay, so what would be the India split? I mean, how much would be, let's say, our market share or the other Indian players, and who are the major Indian players, and what would be the market share of these big players, international players?
So if you see the recent deals in the last 9 months, all the deals that have been closed for active DAS has been won by us.
Okay. Great. So on the visibility, I mean, although you said, I mean, it's not possible probably you to give numbers, but still on the DAS side, I mean, what's the team building, what we are looking at, and does SMT line help us to manufacture, more of DAS component in-house? Probably we are backward integrated, or the SMT line products are all, separate new products or a new entry segment. So if you just throw some light on that also, please.
Right. So look, SMT line per se is not going to help us with the active DAS solution, because that anyway, is already developed product for us. SMT line is meant for a new segment of market, new products which we are bringing in, like SFPs, IP cameras, Wi-Fi routers. So these are totally new product, new segment of business which we are getting into.
Got it. And what could be the scale we can achieve with the capex which we are doing, and what's the amount of capex we probably are putting up, and what's the revenue which we can do?
Look, it's pretty early days for us. In terms of capex value, we are implementing almost about 10 crores capex for now in the SMT line.
Got it.
But so yeah, we'll have more idea on the market size and everything in the coming months.
Got it. And sir, last question from my side is, are we doing subcontracting for any major Indian players, maybe let's say Tejas or an HFCL or something, other players, or any international players?
No, we are not. We are avoiding doing the contracting jobs because they are very low margin jobs. You are seeing the big players who are doing contracting jobs. They are making only 2 to 4% margins.
Got it. And I mean, at the current, so what is the utilization are we operating currently? I mean, what shifts are we operating, and
yeah, so look, we have pretty flexible system. So as and when we need, we operate in shifts. Otherwise, we just operate in one shift. So like in the last quarter, most of the time we have been working in 2 shifts of 12 hours each, and then now we are working in the normal shifts. Hello.
Thank you, sir. The next question comes from Kunjan from Nivishai. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Just follow-up questions on the previous questions. So like in the airport, when we deploy DAS, so what's the timeline on which we get the order? I mean, at what point in the airport construction do we get the orders, and how is it billed? Because the major portion of your revenue got billed in Q3. So how does the order execution cycle work in DAS?
Right. So look, again, there is no hard and fast rule in this when the ordering will happen. Okay, let's take example. So Lucknow Airport project, when we have received the Lucknow Airport project, it was during the construction phase of the airport. So the airport was getting constructed, and it was still, for the launch was still almost 2.5 years away when we got that. So the revenue realization happened quite late from the order receiving aspect. Whereas these projects, which are like Noida Airport or Navi Mumbai Airport, they are also under construction currently. But when we received their order, they were at pretty advanced stage of construction, whereas the launch is visible, in the coming months. So both these Noida and Navi Mumbai are ready for launch from 1st April. And so there was quite rush for them to get the equipment in time. And we delivered it within December for both these projects.
So the current
Mumbai Airport,
yeah.
Mumbai Airport is a live airport. So they again need a system for operating 5G there and upgrading their current bus. So it again depends. There is no hard and fast rule.
Okay, so the Lucknow Airport actually you took 2.5 years. So right now the order book that we have from DAS, that is executable in how much time then?
Okay. So see this order book what we have. It's again very difficult to predict for us. Out of this order book, how much will get billed at this quarter? Because a lot of subjectivity remains, and especially in this quarter, our order book execution depends on operator rollout. So if operator is doing a fast rollout in this quarter, then they will pick up the equipment pretty fast. But if for some reasons their rollout is slow, and they have their own reasons, they have their own planning, then they pick up the material slowly. So you can see the trend from the last few quarters, because every quarter we do give projection of how much is the order book, and then you see the next quarter how much we are billing it. So I think you can get the fairly good idea from that aspect.
Got it. So in the other part of the order book, like we have around 105. So part of the order book is DAS, the other telecommunication equipment. Then how much? What is generally the order execution for that one? A year, or how much is it? Generally, in terms of telecommunication, so a large part of our orders is repeaters or jumpers apart from DAS, because DAS is a very small component as of now. So the other products would be repeaters and jumpers or accessories. What is it?
Yeah. So look, our we have 5 product verticals. The first one is digital repeaters. Second one is active DAS. Third one is IBS accessories, which includes MIMO panel antennas, Omni antennas, splitters, couplers, like that. Then we have network accessories, which includes jumpers, CPV cable, SFPs, etc. And then fifth one is small antennas. So these are the 5 broad verticals that we have. And in this 105 crores, each one is contributing to it. As I mentioned, in this 105 crores, almost like 25-30 crores must be from the DAS. And yeah, everything must be contributing something to that.
So the rest is approximately what's the, like normally for your products, how much?
Ma'am?
Can I just ask one more question, please? Then I think I'll be done.
Sorry, can you join back the queue, ma'am?
Sorry?
Can you join back the queue, ma'am?
Okay.
Thank you. I request the participants to restrict to 2 questions in the initial round and join back the queue for more questions. Next question comes from Ankit Shah, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. And sir, congratulations for fantastic result.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I have a question regarding the sudden increase of EBITDA margin. So what led to such a high EBITDA margin? And second question would be, if you have any, if you can give some segregation of the current existing orders. So which are the areas and what are the big parties? What are the big clients are contributing to those orders?
Right. So, Ankit, for the jump in the EBITDA margin, there is a simple thing. We have done almost, double the revenues, keeping our fixed costs same, right? So that is one thing which has impacted the margins. So we have not added any resources or anything more to achieve these extraordinary revenues. Second is, most of this revenue has come from our active DAS solution, and active DAS solution is relatively, high profit margins business, being active product, being having low competition in that space. So these are the 2 reasons for increased EBITDA.
Okay, sir. And any regarding the order book, do we have any split if you can share?
Look, we don't usually give that share. So it's a mix of operators and a mix of DAS customers for us. So DAS customers, as we keep announcing, any for the DAS projects are wins. So there are orders from Metrotel, there are orders from ACES, there are orders from L&T, and so there is a mix of these customers. But then we have orders from Transmedia, we have orders from Adani, we have and for the operator business we have orders from Airtel and Vodafone. So it's a mix of all these.
Okay. So any highest dependency on any of the client? Out of this 105 CR?
I think almost 50% of it must be from Airtel.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Best of luck.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next question comes from Jwanal Desai from Turtle Capital. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir, and congratulations for very good set of numbers. So my first question is on the one DAS side. So, I think in the last call you had indicated that the domestic market, we can consider around 400-500 crore, annually, considering the number of exports that are going to come in next 4-5 years. So, given that we are the only domestic manufacturer, how do we look at market share in this market? That is one. And second, sir, we also said that we would now, because we have references in place, we would want to go and explore export markets. But if I understand correctly, this also requires servicing, implementation, enhancement, power setup, etc. So what's our strategy to go to export market? Which are the seed markets? Any game plan around export part of this one dash? If you can elaborate on that, that would be useful. That's my first question.
Right. So look, yes, the domestic DAS market is there. It's increasing by the day because a lot of upgrades are required. Even at the existing airports, there is an upgrade requirement. So far, 5G was not allowed at airports, but in December only last month, government has allowed having 5G at the airports. So all the airport DAS systems, even in the existing airports, will need an upgrade to 5G. That's a big market. And new airports are also coming, so they will also need DAS. New metros are coming, they will need DAS. So yes, this is a big market, and we are focusing on that, and we are more likely to have those wins. As I mentioned, in the last 9 months, whatever DAS projects have come in the market, we have win all of them. So we hope to continue that even going forward. As far as export is concerned, the way we are modeling ourselves is we are forming collaborations with partners, with system integrators, partners, resellers globally. Currently, our focus is in Europe and Africa market. So these two markets we are taking ourselves, and we are also participating in key exhibitions in these regions, meeting operators, meeting the players there. So yes, that's what our game plan is, and we are on it.
Got it, sir. And the second question on the margin side of it, I think, over last few quarters, I think we were earlier started with 15% margin expectation. Then I think we brought it down to 12-13%, and in the longer term, that's a 10%, 3-4 years out. And this year, instead of 12-13, we'll probably, we mentioned that we'll end up with 15% margin, so it's much better than what we expected. So how should we look at this margin piece? Is it that it's a function of, is this the 10% as a base margin, and then depending upon how the product profile, pans out in terms of what contributes to growth, the margin will evolve from 10 to 15% range? That's one. And second, you said that we are now kind of focusing on digital repeaters and one DAS, which are inherently better margin products. So does it mean that 10% is the base, and we can probably do better also if things pan out properly? That is how we should think about it?
Yes, you're correct. So it's what percentage margin we'll be finally hitting actually depends on what is the mix of products that we are finally able to sell. So, we in the start of the year, we do make a plan, and we do have some visibility that, okay, this is what mix of it we will do. But eventually the numbers will depend on what actually we will do, right? So we usually take an average of, okay, this much, this product we will sell, or this much, this product we will sell. So yes, so 10% is kind of average, but depending on the product, we can do 15+% EBITDA as well.
Got it, sir. I have more questions, but I will come back to it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next question comes from Shreyans Pathani from SA Security. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, sir. So my question's on the SMT line. So we are actually entering like a completely new segment, right? So just trying to understand what the business model would be there. Are we going to be selling our products on like marketplaces, or through distributors, and basically I would think that we would want to build a brand and not something that is of our primary competence as such. So just trying to understand that line of business, how you intend to grow.
Okay. So look, SMT line we are setting up for our own in-house manufacturing of these products like SFPs or IP cameras or Wi-Fi routers or even CCTV cameras. So because what is happening is there is a lot of thrust on Make in India products. Government is has already brought a lot of regulations and is bringing a lot of new regulations with which it will become essential for users to have Make in India product. So to tell you, this BharatNet project which is happening, it has need of very high volume of SFPs, and because the regulation is in place, they have to be manufactured locally in India. They have to be Make in India product. So we are eyeing that market in a big way with this new setup. Second is on the CCTV cameras, there is a big regulation which has come up, whereby in the CCTV camera, no Chinese ICs will be allowed. And so far, all the big names that you know of in CCTV camera, they all use Chinese ICs. And so that is going to see a change from 1st April. And from 1st April, no CCTV camera deployed will be able to use Chinese IC. So these things are happening and coming. So that this is the opportunity which we are eyeing at, and we are going to address with this. We are in the process of partnering with non-Chinese technology partners to bring in the technology from them, but produce these equipments in India under our brand.
Got it. My second question is about the railways opportunity, the VHF product that we spoke about in the previous call. So what stage are we at, and just trying to understand what the opportunity size would be, and is it based on like the number of locomotives that are added or the number of stations, or just trying to gauge, what is the dependence for that?
Right. So, look, railways improving their systems and also enhancing their communication network. So that is a big opportunity. Our product is, as you mentioned, is still under the trial phase, and hopefully, in the new financial year, we'll have some business closure with railways as well on the VHF side. We are already participated in a couple of tenders and awaiting the results for that.
Got it. Okay. So, and last question is, so for the domestic airport, like the one-dash and active-dash system, so pretty much how many would be covered by the systems? Would it just be, like I know you mentioned upgrades, but are there airports which currently do not have that system or do not even need it, or pretty much most airports would need a DAS system, in terms of like understanding the opportunity size? Okay.
So look, depending on firstly, every airport will need a DAS system. There is something called passive DAS and there is something called active DAS. Okay. Now, the smaller airports, like probably kind of Jaipur Airport, can be done with a passive DAS system, whereby you don't need our equipment, and you need some network of cables and antennas, and you can deploy it. But larger airports or even mid-size airports like Lucknow Airport I'll consider as a mid-size airport. There you need active DAS system, and anything over and above that, you need an active DAS system for providing coverage to all the mobile users at the airport. So whether it is Delhi Airport, T1, T2, T3, whatever, then Mumbai Airport again T1, T2 there. So all the airports need the system. The old airports already have the system, but when the system was deployed, it was already at least 3-4 years or 5 years time frame. So the system needs an upgrade from that aspect as well, and plus essentially it needs an upgrade for the 5G.
Understood.
So when they got deployed, there was no 5G there.
Got it. Just one thing on the metro opportunity. So basically, what kind of product? Sorry.
So can you join the queue, please?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Vignesh Iyer from Sequent Investments. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity and congratulations on a very strong set of numbers. I want to understand more on the capex side of things, right? Firstly, more on how much we have actually spent in the first 9 months of this year, and how much we are going to spend in the last 3 months, and what the number would look like in FY26.
So Vignesh, on the capex front, in the 9 months we have spent a nominal amount of capex. So we have got some equipments for this large volume production of active DAS equipment, which was amounting to, I think, in the range of 4 to 5 crores. And now in this 3 months, the new capex which will be used will be about 10 crores, which will be for SMT line. So this is so this year capex addition total will stand at something like maybe around 15 crores.
So this 10 crores will be coming up in this quarter 4, is what you are saying?
Yes, it will be coming in quarter 4. Yeah.
Okay, and this Sorry. Yeah.
No, please go ahead.
So this 10 crores includes, is it a brownfield capex or a greenfield? I mean, do we have the land already in place for setting up the SMT facility?
Yeah, so Vignesh, when we did IPO in October 2022, the funds raised by us was raised for building the facility in Noida, which has been built, and we moved in. So from last 18 months we are working on that new building. This new building has 160,000 square feet of space. It's spread over 6 floors. And so we have a space there where we'll be setting up the SMT line.
Okay, and even after setting up the SMT line, would we still left with any space in the building?
Yes,
Yes,
we will have the space still left for further expansion.
Okay. So coming to this SMT facility, what would be, our asset turn on this facility? What is the potential turnover that we can reach with this 10 crore capex?
Look, it's a bit early for me to do the projection now, but as I mentioned to the earlier caller, for next year also, we are looking at about 30% growth from the numbers we'll close this year.
And that would include some numbers coming from SMT, right?
Yes.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's all from my side. Sir, all the best.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Next question comes from Rohan Patil from Total Capital. Please go ahead.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. Yeah, can you just give up the breakup of revenue in quarter 3 between DAS, repeater, network accessories?
Rohan, sorry, but we don't give segmental reporting in these segments. It exposes us in the market to our competitors and to our customers. So we avoid giving this figure.
Okay. Sorry, so if you can just give about what was the contribution of 3 airports in this dash? How much did the 3 airport project generated as well?
You see, we have been doing consistent press releases and releases on NSE also for every win. If you look back, then I think when we have given Noida Airport, we mentioned the sales value to be around 20 crores something. And for Mumbai Airport, it was around 30 crores. And for Navi Mumbai Airport, it was around, I think around 15 crores something. I don't have the exact numbers right now in front of me, but I think it was in this range. So part of Noida Airport is still to be delivered in terms of services. Of the material has been delivered. Some material is still pending to be delivered, but most of it has been done. And similarly for Mumbai also, most of it has been done, but some portion is yet to be delivered.
Okay. And considering that the dash component as a percentage of our revenue is increased this year, so how much of that dash component has that service and spares element, which would be more recurring? What would be the component?
Okay. So look, while Noida Airport, we are doing the implementation service. As far as Navi Mumbai and Mumbai is concerned, we are just supplying the equipment, so we are not doing the service there. And and if services is included, the service portion is around 10% of the project.
Okay. And considering that if you guys might have evaluated the seeing that what kind of airport we have in terms of the passengers as well as the size of the airport, and considering that going forward, the new airports that are going to come as well as the existing airports that would need the upgradation of DAS, what would be the addressable market for this active DAS for us?
Look, it's again very subjective thing. It's because some airport may decide to upgrade it now. Some airport may not decide to upgrade it. So it's very subjective. So I don't want to put a figure and confuse yourself by giving a number. In general public domain, we know, in India there are almost 30-40 large airports which are there, which will be needing an upgrade for 5G, and in some may need a complete rehauling of the system. So yeah, that's all what I can give you as indication.
Okay. And considering that we the broad number that you gave around that week in network towers, around 25 to 30,000 rupees worth of equipments or accessories we provide. Are we planning to increase that share, bringing more niche technical products?
Look, frankly, on the BTS tower, if you look at it, there are no much technical product in addition to what we are doing currently. So the only thing that we can possibly add to it, which is a high value or slightly higher value, is what you say, the rack, which goes in where the equipment gets installed. So we are still evaluating on that side. That is, we can do medium margin business there for that. It's very competitive. Working with any passive item is very competitive because it's easy to do. A lot of players are there. So our focus per se will remain in the active market involving active DAS equipment or digital repeaters or interference mitigation, or maybe where products where we can have some edge, like doing make in India of SFPs or IP cameras or CCTVs.
Okay. And last couple of questions. One is regarding.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you join the queue?
Yeah, sure.
Next person comes from Ankur Kumar from Alpha Capital. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir. Thank you for taking the question, and congrats for a very good execution.
Thank you.
I wanted to understand regarding your 30% outlook for 30% growth outlook for next year. What gives you the confidence? And is there operating leverage in the business? As in this year, we could do 16-17% EBITDA while your PBT is guiding for 15+. Can next year be much improved because of 30% growth, sir?
Look, firstly, the 30% growth factor is also coming from the new setup that we are putting in terms of SMT line. That will be helping us to grow our revenues and margins. And second is we are also seeing some funnel in place or some outlook on the market for next year. Some projects that we are already participating or that we are seeing them as a funnel. So yeah, it's this is that. In terms of EBITDA margin, again, in terms of EBITDA margin, we will be aiming at 15% plus because now our focus, the way we are looking at things is we want to do more of active items where we can have healthier EBITDA.
Got it, sir. And sir, on this 105 crore order book, what is the execution time? Can this be done in like 2 quarters?
Yeah, 2 quarters will for sure. It will be done in 2 quarters, and it's not this 105. We keep getting orders every day. So this 105 was a situation on 31st December. Between then and now, also we would have got some orders. So it's order keeps building up.
Got it, sir. In terms of disclosure on exchanges, we disclose some orders, but we don't disclose all orders. Is that right, sir?
Yeah, that's right. So we have a practice of disclosing large orders on exchange, which are usually in excess of 10 crores value.
Got it, sir. And sir, you are saying 50 to 60 crore execution in Q4?
Should be likely, yeah.
Got it, sir. Thank you and all the best.
Thank you. Next question comes from Rohit from Mittal Analytics. Please go ahead.
Hi. Thank you for the opportunity. Am I audible?
Yes, Rohitji, you're audible. Thank you.
Sir, I want to understand what is the one-time nature of the orders and opportunities in OneDAS in India and its competition.
Okay. So, look, as we mentioned, the opportunities for OneDAS orders primarily are airports and metros. So these are the two opportunities which are there. Third one, which is a market which has not yet been tapped in India, but globally it is a big market for OneDAS, is stadiums and venues, event venues, where there is a large crowd, watching an event together. So these are the places where OneDAS solution goes.
Okay. And so, out of these, what are the one-time nature of orders in this? Like, is it repeatable order or one-time order? I want to know.
So look, it's mostly a one-time order, But typically, the system needs upgrade as the technology usually is seen, for the last few decades, we are seeing that every 3 years on an average, technology sees an upgrade. So from 2G, it goes to 2.5G, then 3G, then 4G, and now 5G, and then we are already talking 6G. So every 3 years, there is a technology upgrade, so you need to upgrade the system.
Okay. And the second question is, what is the export opportunity in one dash? And when can we see the scale up for this product in exports?
Right. So as I mentioned, we are now working in geographies of Europe and Africa market, where we, that's where we first wants to focus and get some business from there. Yes, so we are addressing that market now, and globally it's a $1 billion plus market.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Vishal Pandya from Arrow Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask about the interference mitigation system. Some couple of quarters back, you mentioned that there was some trial runs that happened with the Mumbai and Pune circle. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I think Delhi or Pune circle, and for Reliance and for Airtel. And then we were expecting some big orders on that. So can you throw some light on that?
So Vishal, the discussions are still on that. The challenging part is, cost versus budget from that. And while the need is there, the product meets the need. We need to still bridge the gap between the cost and the expectation of the price by the customer. So we are right now trying to find the ways and means on how to bridge that gap, and that's the only bottleneck currently on that front.
Okay, sir. And can you also highlight about the TAM for that particular product and what will be the margin profile?
So margin profile, we usually the high-tech products give us, somewhere like 20% plus EBITDA. That's what we have looked at. So we will be working on those kind of things, profile only. But depends on, right now, as I said, the cost and price is the major challenge there. So can't comment where we'll close it, how we'll close it. But let's see. We usually, for active products, we always aim for 20% plus EBITDA.
Okay, and some highlights on the TAM, and what can be the going forward? What can it contribute to your total revenues?
Look, it's if it happens, and when it happens, it can contribute to an annual revenues of anywhere like 50 to 70 crores. Yeah, that's what we are looking at. And once it happens, then once it will start from the ordering, we'll need at least 6 months time to deliver it.
Okay. Thank you. That's it from my side.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. The next person comes from Tej from Nivishai. Please go ahead. I repeat, person comes from Tej from Nivishai. Please go ahead.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
So you're audible, sir? Please go ahead. So there is no response. The next person comes from Vineet, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Like I was going through the previous phone call also, right? So did we mention that the SMT line can contribute nearly 130 crores of revenue to us?
Look, it can contribute for sure. It can contribute this and maybe more. It can contribute even more. So, but this is the initial days, that the line is yet to decide. We are bringing in new products. So I don't know, comment on the line per se, how much revenues we are going to get from that. Probably, 6 months from now will be a better time frame to answer that question. But right now, all what I can do is give you a broader outlook on the next financial year.
Okay, so sir, like you are saying that you cannot give as of now the guidance, right? On the SMT lines, what projections we have made, right? So, like, what gives you the confidence of telling this 150 CR in the previous call? Like, I want to understand the target, the market that we are targeting.
Look, as I mentioned, the products that we are planning to do using this SMT line, SFPs or IP cameras, CCTV cameras, those have those are very large market segments, and that's the indicative number which I've mentioned.
Okay, and that was annual number, right? An indicative number that was annual, on annual basis.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question comes from Santosh Kumar, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Congratulations on the great numbers. Am I audible? Yeah, I've been your
you're audible.
For the past 2 years, and would like to thank you, sir, for your leadership and fantastic vision throughout all these.
Thank you for believing in us.
Very much, sir. Very much, sir. So I have only a couple of questions. Most of my questions are answered. As you're into telecom products, and there is a lot of buzz around data center space in India, do you have any opportunities that can serve or cater to this data center space?
Look, technology growth is happening in all the directions. So even in data center, there are some changes which are happening. Some new techs are coming. So yes, we are observing that. Not yet, ready to jump into it, but we are currently observing it. As of now, I feel that we have a lot on our plate to manage. We want to manage that, properly. And but we are in observation mode on the data center. So yes, answer you.
Got it, sir. Yeah, I do understand you have a lot on your plate right now with the amount of business you're targeting. So one last question, sir. As we are in the SME space here in MSC, any plans to migrate to the main board in the near future?
Yes, so that is also under consideration. I understand that from your listing at SME, within the 3 years, on completion of 3 years, you can move in an automatic mode to main board of NSE and BSE. So we are considering that. Our 3 years will be completed in October this year. So yes, so that is a possibility.
Got it, sir. Thank you for your time and all the best for you.
Thanks, Santoshi.
Thank you. Next question comes from Aditya Lodha, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Aditya.
Sir, I have few questions on the bookkeeping side.
Yes,
sir. How much of the PLI revenue are we are still have to book it? How much have been booked and how much has to be booked?
Okay, so for this year, you're talking about year or you're talking about overall.
Current financial year, FY25.
Okay. So current financial year, so far we have booked PLI incentive of about 4.4 crores. And we have a limit. I think we had a limit of about 6.5-7 crores overall. So yes, we have still some limits left.
So that would be booked in next the coming quarter or next financial year?
No, so see, these limits are yearly based. So for next financial year, it will be a new limit. So yeah, this is going to be so we have a limit. Whatever we'll produce as per the guidelines, we will be able to get the incentive for that.
Okay. So next quarter we'll get around 2 to 2.5 crores.
Depends on how much revenues we generate of the products which are part of PLI.
Okay. And sir, how are we planning to steer our company into future industries like data center or railways? Because in last call also you mentioned, and I know previous participants have asked questions about it. But still, because this quarter was very good, and this quarter on this EBITDA margin has given us a huge amount of cash also to deploy in some futuristic sectors. So what are your plans going into next financial year or going into future regarding these sectors?
Look, see, we have, as I mentioned, we have too much on our plate currently. Firstly, with the success of active DAS system, and having created so much references now for ourselves, for our product, it makes logical sense to tap into this huge $1 billion market globally. So we need to tap into this market globally because this is the time to do it. Right. So this is what we are focusing on currently. A lot of energies are going in that side. Second is now we are setting up SMT line and new set of products we are bringing in SFPs and IP cameras, CCTV cameras. So this itself is going to be a big market. So again, it requires a lot of energies to address that also. So we don't want to, spread ourselves too thin on too many things. So what you are saying, as I answered in the earlier caller's message also, that yes, data center market is quite big, and there also a lot of things are changing. Like now GPUs are coming, even the SFPs or the way servers are connected, that is going to change. New technologies are coming for that. So we are closely monitoring that, and but I think the right time to jump into that will be once we settle down with these two large things we have in our hands.
Okay. So approximate. So we'll spend this amount of cash on these two things only by expanding our sales and marketing of these products.
Yes. Yes, you're right. By expanding the market for these products. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, and many congratulations on a good set of numbers, sir. Yes.
Thank you, Aditya.
Thank you. Now I hand over the floor to Mr. Trivedi for closing comments.
So thank you everyone for joining the conference call and for your insightful questions. The discussions we have had today have been valuable, and I believe they will help us continue to do our best moving forward. This is a journey, and we look forward to continuing it together. We will be in touch again in next quarter for another discussion. Before we wrap up, I would like to wish you a very happy Republic Day from our team. Take care, stay safe. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes your conference call for today. Thank you for your participation. You may now disconnect your lines. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.